Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday. I'm back. Welcome to In My Opinion today. Wow. I actually just rushed home from the store. Didn't post anything uh, after my initial post, but I have one thing that I will post maybe later this week. But I really wanted to share my opinion on something that happened while I was at the store. First of all, on Facebook, I've been, reading um, a lot of tragedy from the coronavirus, and a lot of people have lost family and things like that. So my condolences go out to them. What I'm about to say does not even apply to them. Again, when I share, it's just my opinion. Um, Losing loved ones is totally different than when we're still here and we can contribute in a positive way, in some way, form, or fashion, and we don't. So, what I've been hearing on Facebook as I'm reading is that, I think leadership or people in political positions in the city don't really care because the African American community uh, statistics statistics are showing that, most of our communities are suffering the most with percentages of people who have the coronavirus. So I've been hearing that political people don't care, that, there's kind of that conspiracy piece that they're trying to destroy the black and brown communities. With that being said, the African American woman, and as a woman who actually went to pretty much a predominantly white university and played on a basketball team where I was the only African American young woman, I would be lying if I said the disparities in healthcare, education, everything doesn't exist. It does. That's our history, and it's not fair. However, what frustrates me is it seems that as African American people, I can only speak for us because I'm black, and I've been around, and I've experienced and shared experiences with a lot of my fellow African Americans. But what frustrates me most is the little things that we can do with coronavirus to help, the little things we're being asked to do. I've seen us not doing it. Simple following rules. I was at the store and I have a fabric mask because I make them for my family members. Excuse me, I'm sweating. I kind of rushed home. This really frustrated me. Um, and I had on a mask. However, he and his girlfriend didn't. And I was loading my stuff to pay, and she rushed up close. Even though I have on a mask, my thing is the simple rule and request is to give each other 6 feet. Uh, and she came closer, and I just said, sweetie, can you give me 6 feet? I guess she got an attitude, and she told her guy what I said. He deliberately came as close as he could to me, and I said, excuse me, young man, can you give me 6 feet? And he just stood there like, whatever. And I said, really? And I said, unfortunately, this is part of why probably our communities have it more, because we can't follow a simple rule as far as giving someone 6 feet in a checkout line. That's my first point, again, in my opinion. The second one is we are careless. We care less about others. We care less about ourselves. So how do we expect other people to care more about us than we care about ourselves? That incident could have been resolved just by him giving 6 feet. When I'm in the store, I try my heart. I do it because I care about me, my granddaughter, and my grandson, and I care about other people. So my thing is, if everybody, black, white, green, or yellow, did that little piece, they're not just asking us to do that for no reason. That's one thing. As African American people, we act like we don't have to or don't want to follow rules. I teach, and unfortunately, I sit in our babies. The second thing is, like I said, we are careless. Okay, until something major happens, and that leads me to my next point. we're careless and we want other people to care more than we do, but we're not willing to do our parts. Not all of us, don't get me wrong. And I'm not perfect by far, understand that. But with whatever everything that's going on, I trust God first, but I'm trying so hard to do my little piece to keep myself safe, help keep my family safe, and help keep people in my community safe by giving them a safe distance, by, doing following the little rules. So what I believe we do as African American people, again, I see it in the kids that I teach too, is we go willy nilly and we just say we're going to do what we want to do, how we want to do it. And then when we get in a bind or a quagmire, we look for other people to rescue us. We look for other people to care more than we do. That's unfair. That's not okay. As a people, let's do the little things we can do during this coronavirus to keep our families safe, to help keep each other safe. And to me, they're not asking a whole lot in the store to give somebody 6 feet, to care enough about yourself and them to give them 6 feet. So when I'm hearing comments about political people don't care, they're trying to destroy the black and brown communities, it could be a conspiracy. I've lived long enough to know that our government can be a trip. They don't tell us everything, and I don't have blinders on, trust me. However, I try to be solution oriented versus the problem and then blame oriented. So in my opinion, I'm standing on maybe the reason we have a greater percentage of people in our African American communities, at least within the United States, are those things that I stated. And I love being black. Wouldn't want to be anything else but a black woman. I love our culture. But the things I mentioned are the things that get us into situations where we're depending on other people to care more about us than we care about each other. So I'm going to be praying that, Lord, please, Father, help us as an African American culture around the world, Lord, to care more. Father, to follow the simple rules. And if we're doing that, then we can look to leadership. If we're doing those things, we can look to political leaders to say, hey, we're doing these things and things aren't getting better. But if we're not doing those things, those are basic things that we should be doing anyway, caring about each other more, doing our part to help make a safe community. And just part of being a good citizen is trying the best we can to follow the rules. Again, I'm not perfect, but following the rules, especially in crisis situations like now. Okay, I'm not saying it would make everything go away, but it would make it easier, I believe, for political leaders to do their job or make decisions that would help us prayerfully come out of this with the least amount of casualties. So again, I'm not an expert. I'm going based on what I've lived, what I see in the classroom, what I've seen in the communities. I've worked throughout our communities. I've worked in schools. I've worked recreation. I've done voting. I've done just about anything. So the opinions I'm giving about us as a people is not just based on hearsay. I've seen it and I've lived it. And today I was so frustrated with the actions of that young man because just yesterday I was on Facebook reading about, like I said, some of the things that are happening and the opinions of some of the people. And then I was watching Oprah Winfrey too. And those situations are a lot more detrimental. So again, I'm not commenting on anybody who's lost anybody. I don't know the state of the healthcare system right now with the overload with the coronavirus. Trust me, I'm not talking on that at all. Again, my heart goes out. Anytime you lose a loved one under a traumatic situation, is hard. So believe me, please understand, I'm not talking to you guys. I'm talking about those of us who are walking around out here on the regular with opportunities to possibly help make the situation more livable and hopefully get us back to whatever our new normal would be. In our communities, we lack the initiative to just do those basic things. Again, thank you for tuning in to In My Opinion. Again, I'm for real, it frustrated me so bad. But I wanted to share my opinion on it. I don't know who will watch. Um, but again, I share with you with my channel. It's an opportunity for me to just kind of share my opinions on stuff like this, and then sometimes stuff that don't mean anything. It's just stuff that might run through my head, and give you a chance to share your opinions too. Again, thank you for whoever is watching. Please have a blessed Sunday. Please be safe, and God bless and keep you. Peace.